My ex-fiancée broke up with me and thought that she could take our wedding fund with her. She went nuts when I drained the bank account. 3 weeks ago, my fiancée Rachel ended our engagement. We'd been together 4 years, engaged for 11 months. I discovered she'd been seeing her CrossFit instructor Tyler for the past 6 months. Found out when she accidentally sent me a text meant for him about meeting at their usual hotel. When I confronted her, she didn't apologize, just shrugged and said I'd gotten boring, that Tyler made her feel alive again. She moved out that same night. We had a joint wedding account. I deposited $18,000 over the past year. She'd put in maybe $2,000 total. Early in the planning, she convinced me I should cover most costs since I earned more, said it was only fair. Like an idiot, I agreed. After she left, I immediately withdrew my $18,000, leaving her contribution untouched. Rachel lost her mind when she saw the account balance, started texting me non-stop, calling me a thief, saying that money was for our future and I had no right to touch it. I showed her the deposit history proving I only took what I'd put in. She got more aggressive, said since I'd agreed to pay for the wedding, that money was technically hers now. Her logic was insane. Her father started calling me. Richard had always acted like I wasn't good enough for his princess. Now he was demanding I be a man and give Rachel what she deserved. Said the money was promised to her, and a real man keeps his promises. I stopped answering his calls. Then Rachel started targeting my mother. Mom's been struggling since we lost my dad to cancer 8 months ago. She's dealing with grief, depression, barely keeping it together. Rachel knew this. She started calling my mom at all hours. First it was sob stories about how I'd ruined her life, then accusations that my mom raised a coward and a thief. One night she called 41 times between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. My younger sister Amy had moved in with mom to help out, and she was furious. We didn't block the number because Amy said we needed evidence of harassment. Last Friday, 7 a.m., someone's aggressively ringing my doorbell over and over. Through the peephole, I see Rachel and Tyler standing there. I opened the door but kept the chain on. Rachel immediately started her performance. She was getting married to Tyler next month, taking over the venue we'd booked since it was non-refundable. But here's the thing. They needed money for their honeymoon to Turks and Caicos. Since I'd stolen the wedding funds, the least I could do was give them $5,000 for their trip. Tyler stood behind her, nodding along like this made perfect sense. He actually said, "Come on, bro. You're not even using the money for a wedding anymore." I started to tell them both to leave when my sister Amy suddenly appeared behind me. She pushed past me and looked Rachel dead in the eyes. "You want money for a honeymoon?" Amy's voice was deadly calm. "How about this instead? I've documented every single call you made to our mother. 41 calls in one night. 173 calls total over 2 weeks. I've saved every voicemail where you called her pathetic, weak, and said she deserved to be alone after dad died." Rachel's face went white. Tyler took a step back. Amy continued, "Mom's counselor says this constitutes harassment and emotional abuse of a vulnerable person. We were going to file a restraining order today, but I'll make you a deal. You walk away right now, never contact anyone in our family again, and we forget this happened. Or I file the report, and your new employer at that dental practice finds out you've been criminally harassing a grieving widow." Rachel opened her mouth, closed it, then grabbed Tyler's arm. "This isn't over," she muttered, but Amy cut her off. "Yes, it is. And if you show up here again, or call my mother even once, I'm not just filing the report, I'm sending the recordings to every dental practice in the state." They left without another word. Tyler actually looked relieved. Haven't heard from either of them since. Mom's been sleeping better knowing the calls have stopped. Amy told me later she'd already drafted the restraining order paperwork and had mom's counselor ready to testify if needed. Turns out Rachel's new job had a strict moral conduct clause that specifically mentioned harassment. Amy had done her research. Sometimes the best revenge is just having a sister who refuses to let anyone hurt your family.